Hey Geography Peeps, Barbie here. You didn't think I was just gonna leave you guys off with the Central African Republic for 2015, did you? Nah, I got one last little surprise for you guys before the year is over. Merry Christmas! Island. First of all, yes, the island was briefly mentioned in the Australia video, however, it's Christmas, so why don't we talk a little bit more about this Christmas Island? First of all, the island was discovered on Christmas Day in 1643 by the British East India Company, located in the Indian Ocean, actually closer to the island of Java in Indonesia rather than Australia, even though the island is under Australian sovereignty. The island is shaped somewhat like a symmetrical sideways X-shaped blob with 4 peninsulas that jut out. 3 of these peninsulas are either inhabited or used, whereas the southwest Winifred Beach zone is kind of left alone. Now here's the thing, the island kind of belonged to Singapore, but when it did belong to Singapore, Singapore was kind of under British sovereignty, so it was all kind of under the overarching sovereignty of the UK. Finally, it was ceded to Australia in the 70s, I think. I gotta check my research. Ooh, Barbie, you're the geography guy, you should know this. I'm sorry. This was a very last minute thing. I didn't really plan it very well. Oh, actually, Australia bought it from Singapore for about $20 million in 1957. Huh. Anyway, moving on. The largest town slash, I guess you could say capital, is Flying Fish Cove. The town is named that not because of the flying fish in the area, there are no flying fish, but it was named after the survey ship that landed there, and to this day, about 1/3 of the entire island's population lives in that one town. To get in, you can only fly in from either Perth, Australia, or Jakarta, Indonesia. Australia has 2 weekly flights that go there, and Indonesia has special flights that only go about 2 or 3 times a month. Now this is the coolest part about the island, the actual natural makeup of the island. Now here's the thing, due to its isolation and minimal interaction with human disturbances, the island hosts a wide range of endemic species of plants and fish and birds and crustaceans. Sometimes it's referred to as the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean. There aren't many mammals on the island. There used to be 2 endemic species of rats, but they went extinct, and to this day there are only a few shrews, bats, and rusa deers, which are actually imported from Indonesia. And yeah, I just said deers. No, the plural is deer. Deer is the plural of deer. But this is probably the most interesting thing about the island. The island is inhabited by about 14 different species of crabs. But the one that really sticks out is the red crab. Every year, about 40 to 50 million red crabs migrate to the island for mating season, and they pretty much just invade and dominate the entire island. They climb all over your trees, they go in your front yards, they go on the beach, they go on your driveways, they go on the roads. The islanders have actually built up barricades over the roads with crab walks that go over the roads so that people don't crush the crabs. Now, of course, like many other islands in the Indian/Pacific Ocean, this island is rich in phosphate deposits which they mine, which makes up a huge portion of their economic output. However, Christmas Island was a little smart because they kind of saw the trend that was going on with all the other Pacific islands that were exploiting their phosphate deposits way too fast. And they were like, hey, maybe we should I don't know, diversify our revenue sources. So then they were like, hey, why don't we build like a golf course and a casino and a resort because, hey, that could help. So luckily they're doing pretty good for themselves. The island is only inhabited by about 2,000-ish residents. However, the cool thing is the people that make up these residents. When you look at Christmas Island, you kind of see like a mini Singapore. You see the same demographical overtone that lays out throughout the entire island. The majority of people on the island are actually either Chinese or Malay at 85%. Only about 10% of the island is actually white. You're actually probably better off speaking Chinese on this island than you are English. However, keep in mind the Chinese spoken here is more in reference to Cantonese and the other southern dialects rather than Mandarin. And the cool thing is the island is actually kind of like a microcosm of different cultures and religions and ideologies, but they all kind of just blend in. Of course, the majority of people are Buddhists, and then you have Christians, and there are a few Muslims. So on the island, you can actually witness festivals and holidays for every single people group happening every year. Everything from the Mooncake Festival to Hari Raya Haji to, yes, even Christmas. So that's Christmas Island. I thought I'd just give you guys a little something extra before the year was over. Yes, I'm here at my parents' house for the holidays, and thank you guys so much for those of you who have been following up and keeping up with things that have been going on. Yes, my dad is doing a little bit better. There are a lot of bumps in the road throughout the end of the year, but yeah, thank you guys so much for your prayers and concerns, and yeah, just hope you guys have a great Christmas and New Year and holiday season, and I'll see you guys in 2016, alright? Stay cool, stay tuned.